guys, welcome. We are live with Cosi Talks tonight. Raise your glasses, everybody. Let's get this started right. Greg, I am seriously a terrible co-host. I need to send you a Cosi Talks mug. All right, we got 2 out of 3 tonight. Cheers, folks.
Cheers.
Hey, everybody. Hello.
All right. Hello. We are a couple minutes late, but we were just fixing some tech issues, as always. Nothing new with the Cosi Talk show. So we are going to, as you guys jump on board, give me a shout out. I'm on the Be Live software, guys. So whoever jumps on board, if you can just kind of type something in the comment section so that I know that things are working there, that would be awesome. All right. Takes a little time for things to come on board. Hey, we got Ashley. Ashley, you're amazing. Thank you. We got Harsh on board. We got Matthew. Hey, Matthew, I haven't seen you on here in a while. I'm glad you're here tonight. We've got Mark Silverman. What's going on, Mark? All right, guys, we're going to give you guys another 1 or 2 minutes to jump on board. Awesome. All right, testing out some stuff here. All right. As we jump on board, guys, give me a shout out. Let me know who you are, where you're from. We got Lena on board. We got Johnny B, John Hanks, everyone drinking Dr. Pepper in Tennessee, Bonnie, Damon, man, so glad you're on board. Doug Campbell, cheers from Canada, eh? For the Diet Coke Zero. Doug, your spread. Guys, no joke. Doug sent me a for Bob. Here's Bob, and now he has a pet dog. And he actually came broken, which is really, really nice. For that, Doug. Thank you once again. Skeleton dog. I keep telling people I'm running out of room in my closet. Too many skeletons in there. We got Steven on board. How you doing? Hey, Chad, I haven't seen you. I got a lot of my older folks coming back in here. I love it. I haven't seen you guys in a while. We got Diana. Barbara from Connecticut is here. Let's see. Bonnie's asking, where in Tennessee? All right, making some connections here. We got Rob from West Plains. Awesome. All right, guys, my comment section is not working very well, so I'm not able to type anything on here. So, Chris, I might have you guys, oops, wait, now it's starting to work. Yay. Okay, got everything ready to go, guys. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, Tom, Jody, I'm so glad, and Jill made it. Awesome. All right, guys, we got a nice full house tonight. And, guys, tag people. I know there's a lot of people who are trying to look for my live feed, and sometimes they're not able to find it. So if you know of anybody who wanted to listen in on tonight's feed, go ahead and tag them in this comment section so that they can jump directly with that link. For those of you joining me for the first time this evening, welcome. My name is Cosi Belloso. I'm a physical therapist, amputee specialist here in Tampa, Florida. And with me tonight, I have one of my beautiful sponsors, Vital Fit. And I have, whoops, pointing the wrong direction again, Greg Menino, prosthetist, Paralympian, and just amazing human being. And then on the other end of Greg, He's got a nice little lady sandwich there going on. We got Chris Erbacher from Vital Fit.
Hello.
Hi, Ray.
The Vital Fit team has been just an amazing support for this show this year, and I am so happy to have them on board tonight. And we've got a great night planned for you guys. We're going to talk a lot about skincare, and we've got some great giveaways planned. We got Benny on board. Hey, Benny, thanks for sending me that music video this morning. That was awesome. We've got Rob and Nelly from North Carolina. I've got my Tar Heels on board. We've got Harvansh from India. He's staying. You're up late. You're up late tonight.
Early.
Let's see. Glenn from PA. We got, all right, so we got a full house. All right. Great. Some of you might recognize Greg. He is no stranger to this show. But even I tonight found out some new things about Greg because he is way too modest about his accomplishments and about the amazing things he's done in his life. And I hope he's not going to be modest tonight and tell us a little bit more, including some interesting magazine covers he's been on.
Okay.
All right. Greg, take it away. Please tell us about yourself.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I've got a little bit of tech difficulty going here, so I can't see any of the comments. But yeah, my name's Greg Menino. I'm a prosthetist. I've been certified for about 13 years now, but I've been in the prosthetic industry for about 25 plus years. I'm an above knee amputee. Initially I had an injury that resulted in amputation. And got into different sports and was a U.S. ski team, one of the top guys. I know Cosi's always like, talk about yourself a little bit, but had a lot of success in ski racing. I pursued alpine sports because I loved it as a child. I skied prior to the injury and pursued that. I was ski team level athlete for 20 seasons, skied 5 Paralympics and 1 Olympics. Was on the cover of Ski magazine, no other magazine, but so it was really, really a.
Mark's asking Playgirl cover, Greg. So
Yeah. That's what you guys are giving me a hard time. No. But
sorry.
yes, Ski magazine cover was great because it was really a breakthrough in the 90s for the alpine disabled sports and athletes. So I was just fortunate to be called out and offered to do that. And it was great for the sport, great for me, and really took it to a different level. So I had a lot of luck, a lot of people behind me, and it's kind of how I got into being a prosthetist. I started working with manufacturers and testing products and socket designs and the latest knees, and they started asking me for my advice, and so it kind of got me interested in prosthetics, and I pursued that and got certified. Like I said, 14 years ago. So I've done patient care, worked for manufacturers, get to work with Cosi. So everybody, that's pretty awesome to talk about the latest in prosthetic design and skincare. So I became Chris is a good friend of mine with VitalFit, and I can't tell you how great this system is and how it's worked for me. So I'd love to talk about it.
Oh, but before we go there, I just want to mention, folks, he was on one leg. So 22-time medalist.
Oh, you there? Yeah.
On one leg.
Or do we have a little breakup online? And I apologize, everybody. I've got a little bit of a tech issue going on here. So.
Okay, so you can't hear. Can you hear?
I didn't
Chris?
hear anything right there. I just heard.
Okay.
Okay.
Chris is bragging about you right now, actually.
Oh, okay.
Let her finish bragging about you.
Okay.
And I think his top speed was it 98 miles an hour on one leg?
Holy cow, Greg! 98 miles an hour.
Oh.
Your hair must have been on fire.
I did some crazy things when I was young. Tried to go higher speeds than most people. Pursued a little bit of speed skiing, but I was primarily a downhill and super G champ or specialist. So I liked that part of And back in the day, it was really interesting. Prosthetic devices weren't what they were in the 80s and 90s. What they are today, I should say, and skiing was an outlet to go fast and have fun and be with my friends and not be slowed down by, because I was an amputee. So really kind of cool. I had some fun, went quite fast sometimes, but it was good.
It's amazing. So the Olympics and the Paralympics, that's
right. Back in 1988, they had it in Sarajevo in 1984. The Winter Olympics had exhibition sport with disabled alpine men's and women. Fortunately, I made that team and got a silver medal at the Olympics. It was pretty cool. And be part of the Olympic team and Paralympic team is unusual. They don't really do that anymore. But back in those days, it was kind of it was just an honor. I got to tell you, I was really, really fortunate. So.
I think one of my favorite pictures that you posted once was, was it in the Oval Office with Ronald Reagan?
That's right. That was after the Olympics. They brought the Olympic team, Paralympic athletes, and it was a great time. He's a great guy, and I was told by the Secret Service, whatever you do, you don't walk up to the president, and they told me that, but I don't recall. And I walked up to him and went to shake his hand, and all the Secret Service guys were like, "Hey, no," and he's like, "No, come here, young man." So I had an opportunity of chatting with him a little bit and some photos, and actually shook his hand. So that's kind of cool. So
that is very cool. So guys, besides the fact that it's just an amazing story and an amazing person sitting here next to me on the screen, Greg is somebody who's obviously been extremely, extremely active over the decades. So he has put his leg and his socket through the gauntlet.
That's right.
Which is kind of leading us to how you became involved with VitalFit. So tell us a little bit about how you came to know the company.
Okay, so that's a great question. Thanks, Cosi. I've been a pretty high-end user of prosthetics and just trying to pursue my dreams and goals, and demanded quite a lot from componentry, socket designs. And I'm currently in like a ischial containment, skin fit. I don't wear a liner, but that's kind of more old school. We do that currently with some some patients, not everybody can tolerate it, especially a newer amputee, but that was kind of the norm back in the, late 80s, 90s. And it works really well, but it does demand more on your residual limb. It demands more on your skin. And I've just, got through and dealt with it for probably almost 20 years. And just, you deal with the skin breakdown, you deal with the sweat, the perspiration, the issues that, that skin fit will create on your residual limb. And, again, being a prosthetist, I go to national prosthetic conferences every year to keep my CEUs up and what's the latest stuff out there available and techniques. And I bumped into Chris with VitalFit last September and started chatting with her. And I've known Chris from previous working with her with other companies. And she was telling me about this system. And there's never been a system designed for limb loss community or the diabetic community to increase your skin integrity. So I was like, wow, let me try. So she's kind enough to send me samples, and I amazingly went from and I try to do, like, my big thing nowadays is walking, hiking. I've got 2 Labradors that control my life and I love, but if I'm not hiking them every day or walking them every day, they're 3 inches from me, bugging me or nosing me. But that being said, I was like, anytime I would go out and hike, I would always have some little bit of skin breakdown or some issue, even though my socket design is good, components are great. It always creates a little bit of issue, depending on if I'm walking uphill or downhill. I would get proximal, chafing or something would always be off, but I would just have to live through it. And that was kind of my life until I found the VitalFit system. And as soon as I started using the system and I listened to Chris, she said, use the cleanser, use the day moisturizer, use the, liquid to powder, and then, the night moisturizer to heal your skin. And I amazingly, for me, which was so interesting, went from just dealing with, skin abrasions all the time to nothing Cosi. And I was like immediately just like blown away. Because really, like in the past, Cosi, there's never been anything that's been designed for this. It's always been, hey, use a little bag balm or some Vaseline or something that is really,
Oh my gosh, I bet people tell me they use Crisco. I'm like,
right. I heard it, Crisco.
We're definitely going to get into more like the breakdown of these products, folks, because I really want you to understand, the importance behind why you have to take care of your skin, especially now as an amputee and as a user using a prosthesis. So we've had a few more people pop on board this evening. We've got, let's see, Matthew says Greg Menino is a legend. I would agree. We've got Daniel Waters, who finally came on board. Thanks for joining us. And Angela. Pat, I haven't seen you in a while. I love it when the people kind of come back to my show and I haven't seen them for a while. We've got Carl saying, not bad, Cosi walking the dog. That's all right, Carl. Glad you could join us already. We've got Tom from Wichita, Kansas. And we've got Mariela from Gainesville. So glad you could join us. So guys, we're going to do our first giveaway for this evening. And the first giveaway prize will be a travel size. We've got our travel size of all 4 products: the cleanser, the daytime moisturizer, the liquid to powder lotion, and the nighttime moisturizer. This is a really, really nice way, guys, for you to test out these products and see if you like them. And if you don't necessarily win this tonight, very, very reasonably priced. There's actually a code that you can use, and I'm gonna actually go ahead and put it up, Cosi10, and you get $10 off your purchase. So I'm going to post it without further ado. And guys, this evening, unfortunately, this contest is not open to our international viewers, and I do apologize for that. So this is for our US-based viewers this evening. And putting it up there, I just put up a link. It is the testimonials of all the people many people who have used the VitalFit product. I want you to go to this page and tell me the name of the first person in the testimonials. Go. So once again, click on the link. And if you scroll down to the testimonials, and feel free to read some of these testimonials, guys, the name of the first person who's on there. Hey, Karen, glad you could join us. Karen, go click on the link. Come on, go. So Karen likes VitalFit. She's been using some of your products. All right, guys. So while we're waiting for our winner to come on board, I want to talk a little bit about VitalFit. So Chris, can you tell us a little bit about VitalFit? It's actually started a little bit further back, right? with Dr. Paul Dean.
Right. So Dr. Paul Dean is a dermatologist in San Diego, and he's been developing skincare for almost 30 years. So I actually met him right out of college and supported his endeavors for facial products. Since then, he's continued to develop. He worked with a team of clinicians, practitioners to develop the VitalFit clinical skincare system to meet the specific needs of individuals with at-risk skin. So the products are promoted. We support the system because we feel it's important, just like a system for your face, that you cleanse, protect, and rejuvenate. You can buy the products individually, but ideally you would use all 4 products, and it's been going extremely well. Unfortunately, a lot of our individuals with limb loss also have diabetes. So the 4 system is set up to not only protect the residual limb, but also the sound side.
Absolutely.
That's it in a nutshell.
Yep. And I think we have our first winner, Nelly Huba. You are correct. The first named testimonial is Shauna. So Nelly, after the show is over, please send me a Facebook message to my Cosi Talks page, the page you're listening to, and please send me your address so that we can send you your travel kit size. So guys, as Chris said, and Greg even mentioned, those of us who have been in the healthcare system working with amputees for, almost 2 decades for me, there hasn't been something like this. It's always been go to the drugstore, get some Cetaphil, like Greg said, Vaseline. I had a patient put Crisco, and products that were not designed to be worn with a prosthesis, certainly not designed to be worn with a liner right on top, and it wasn't designed for diabetic skin. So I would get patients coming in that even though they were trying supposedly gentle products, they'd have rashes, they'd have breakouts, they'd have their liner breaking down, they'd have their liner sliding off because the stuff that they were putting on was too greasy. So I was really excited to learn about VitalFit. This is all I offer my patients with regards to skincare. And those of you who've been watching my show for a while, you know that I like to offer options. And I tell people, look at all your options, check everything out. When it comes to the skincare side of talking to my patients, if they have something that they swear by and it works for them, I don't mess with that. And I say, whatever, if it works for you and you're having no problems with your skin, great. But the majority of my patients come in and they don't know about having to take care of their skin, or they've tried stuff and it's not working. This is all I recommend. And in the past year, I've had other companies present their products to me, and by comparison, guys, this has been the best one so far. So this is kind of what I go by. And we're going to talk a little bit again about the different kinds of products here. All right. So the user, basically, who is this product line meant for? So Chris mentioned that Dr. Paul Dean originally designed a cosmetic skincare line, which is great, by the way. I've been using it and it's awesome.
Me too.
This one, yeah, nice skin. You have nice skin. But this one was specifically made for the person wearing a prosthesis. And, as all of you know, when you started wearing your prosthesis, everything changed. Your skin that before was open to the air is now closed in with basically like a garbage bag. It's closed in with a liner. It's closed in with a socket and socks and everything on top of that. So it changes the dynamics of your skin. It changes that chemistry there and can start causing problems if you're not taking care of it. Okay. Let's see. We got more Shauna's coming in. People are still answering the live giveaway question. Let's see. Yes, Jim. Jim says he's getting ready to have a hip replaced on my sound side and will, of course, have a prosthesis so I can start mobility recovery. Any recommendations on cleaning the socket and liner prior to and following the surgery? So, Jim, stick around. We're going to talk a little bit about liner hygiene a little bit later on. Karen says she loves the product. Mariella loves the liquid to powder lotion. Hey, Frank, thanks for coming on board this evening. Matthew as well. What about blisters? Yes, Jody. This product is great for helping prevent blisters. Now, usually when you see somebody getting blisters in their socket, usually what she's holding up is the liquid to powder lotion. And we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about that, Jody. When I see someone come in with blisters, usually I try to see, okay, is there something not fitting well? Okay. Are you wearing too many socks? Are you not wearing enough socks? Is your liner fitting properly? If there's really no other problem, it could just be that there's too much friction and shearing in the socket itself from sweat or something else. So this liquid to powder lotion, Jody, has been really nice for some of my patients because they can put it on and it prevents that shearing and that friction in there. Greg, what about you with your patients with blisters?
Well, absolutely. And I couldn't hear, and I can't see some of the comments. So one of the questions I was had, how many people are using this system? But what we have found with everyone that I've got the Vital Fit, Fit system to is most people who are active, they're doing more, they're having issues with blistering and or perspiration. That's exactly what the liquid powder will prevent. And it takes that shear against your skin away. So that's the big thing. And, like you said, Cosi, I think the big thing is if you have a good fitting socket, you're not overdoing it on socks, or it's not too tight, and it's just purely you're blistering from activity, then that's probably skin shear, chafing from the socket, and the liquid powder has been a lifesaver for me. And everyone that I've turned that product to, the same result is, hey, I'm not getting this friction. And I've even had patients say, hey, it feels like it's an Indian burn. You've heard that one, Cosi. It's like, your socket can almost give you that Indian burn from just that little bit of friction from just general activity. And the one thing that can really upset your life or get you out of your prosthesis quick is skin breakdown or some kind of, and you get a little blister, you get a little bacteria in there because your hygiene's a little off a little bit because you are in the socket. It just can flare up to be something that really is debilitating and potentially takes you out of the prosthesis. So, but the liquid powder it's like the holy grail here for prosthetic orthotic user. I'm telling you, everybody, it just stops that friction.
Yeah, and it's something that I've been using as a runner myself. And I'm not, folks, those of you who don't know me, I'm not an amputee myself. I work with amputees in the living, but I'm an active runner. I use the liquid to powder because runners run into that same problem as well. And with my higher end amputees that are also runners, definitely, especially in my above the knee, right along the edge of the socket, where they get a lot of that chafing. And what I like about the liquid to powder is I've seen other liquid to powder lotions out there, but they tend to get gummy and they get kind of gross when after a time. But this one doesn't do that. You can put it on and it stays nice and smooth, and it doesn't get all that balled up gummy stuff.
Right. No petrolatums.
Yeah.
So good point, Cosi. You know what? You can keep applying that to your trim lines if you're out cycling or running or doing any type of repetitive sport, and you have that one little problem spot. You can bring that little tube with you and just keep applying it, and it's not overdoing it. Like if you were to keep applying Vaseline, let's say, because that was a big one forever. It all of a sudden you're losing the suction, or it gums up, like you said. So that's a huge point. And I've actually got some patients that are using it for compression socks. And you know how hard a compression sock is to get on for some patients. You put the liquid powder in your foot, it's fast drying, and your compression garments glides on. So, and I think what you said is a huge thing, Cosi, that you're an athlete, you're a runner, and this product is proving to find a function for any runners, any triathletes, any cyclists, to reduce friction. So Dr. Dean really has an ingenious product here, initially thinking about amputees and prosthetic use, but for everybody, it's really it's a home run. I think so. That's really interesting to me. So.
Yep. And we're going to talk a little bit more about each product right now. So Rob says, I constantly itch after I take my liner off. So Rob, that could be due to several different problems. And this is something that you're going to want your clinician to help you identify. Number one, do you have any kind of rashes going on right now? A lot of times with some of these bacterial rashes or fungal rashes or yeast infections, they'll cause an itchiness.
That's right.
Also, if there's any kind of an allergy you might have with the liner itself. I know I've had a couple people say that with the silicone, it's a very commonly used in the liners, but in the occasional person, it can cause an allergic reaction and make it itchy. Another thing you might want to consider, you might have dry skin, in which case this product line definitely can help address that. the trick with skin is not too dry, not too moist, just right. You want it nice and balanced. That's the healthiest your skin can be. Let's see. Yes, Jody, it's called liquid to powder. And Jody, you're going to have a chance to win 2 more times. Not to mention, we're giving you a discount code tonight that you can use. Hey, Rhonda, thanks for joining us. Sanitizers, no. So there, Carl, what I like about these products is there's no alcohol in these products, no harsh ingredients. That being said, it does have an antibacterial, antifungal effect. So it can be used to clean your liner. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Chris, can you hold up for us, please, the cleanser? So we have the cleanser, and it's gentle as baby shampoo. I mean, this is how gentle this cleanser is, but it is extremely effective. You can use it for your whole body. It's meant to be used whole body, and it can be used to clean your liner. And I don't know about you, Greg, but when my patients ask me how to take care of their liners, I usually tell them, wash your liner with whatever soap you're using on your body, because that way it's not going to react with you. And the other important part of that, especially when you're cleaning your liner, and Jim, I know you were asking a question about this, is rinse, and rinse some more, preferably with warm to slightly hot water, just to get all that soap residue and all that bacteria out of there. So Greg, I don't know if there's,
yeah,
you want to.
No, good points. Because I've had patients that just use a basic soap or some type of body gel or cleansing gel over the counter to rinse their liners. And there's some issues with products like that. It can break down the liners. I've seen that. It can, if you don't rinse it out, it can create skin issues and create a situation where this one gentleman's making a comment that you end up with a very itchy skin because it's drying your skin out. Mm-hmm. So the great thing about the cleanser here, you can use it on your body. It calms your skin down too. It's got a anti-inflammatory property to it. So if you're walking a lot or wearing your prosthesis light, that's demanding on your skin. And just the cleanser itself calms your skin down. But wash the liners, wash your socket, wash your sleeves, if you're wearing socks, whatever system you're in, the cleaner, the better. The better the hygiene, the less situation can be created there with a little bit of bacteria or a little bit of fungal infection, because that could create havoc. And if anybody's ever had a little bit of a bacterial infection in their residual limb or fungal infection, it's not pretty. It'll get you out of your prosthesis real quick and prevent you from doing your daily activities or whatever that may be. So the cleanser, the one big thing, I think, it calms your skin down. It's got this property that, if you just rinse wash every day with that, it takes that inflammation down. So that's one thing I noticed that really, really is interesting to me too. So, and great for the patient. So,
yeah. Is there anything you want to add, Chris, about the cleanser? I think did Greg and I do our homework? Did we hit all the? So Jody, you're asking, have you ever heard of using excess air at dry? So yes, Jody, definitely over the years before Vital Fit came onto the scene, I would recommend to many of my patients use an antiperspirant, use Cetaphil. That was another one I used to like to use. A lot of these over the counter. And again, whenever I have a patient come into my clinic, if they tell me I like my bar of Ivory soap, I like my antiperspirant, this is what I use, and it works for them and they're not having problems, then I say, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That being said, the majority of my patients who come into my clinic, they have problems. They have problems with their skin and it's not working. My only concern when you use sometimes these antiperspirants is you have to put it on the night before, because you have to give it time to soak into your skin. So people who like to take their showers in the morning, that can be a bit of a problem, because if you put the antiperspirant on and it doesn't soak in all the way, then you've basically created an oil slick on your skin and your liner is going to start moving up and down. For some of my, again, high sweaters, high athletes, sometimes we do need to use a combination of a little bit of the liquid to powder, a little bit of antiperspirant, and we try to combine to see what's going to work best for that individual. But again, the more I use this product line, the more I've been kind of moving away from those drugstore solutions that I used for so many years. Let's see, there was another. Ashley says, I've been using the daily cleanser to clean my liner, and it's been magical with helping my skin and the odor that's set in. And that's a big one, guys. Well, many of you, especially here in Florida, you know, many of you will or talk about being self-conscious of the odor that can develop in these liners. What happens? You know, so, you know, along with, you know, cleaning it every 24 hours, at least once every 24 hours, that liner has to get cleaned out. You need something that is strong enough to kill the bacteria, but not too strong that it's going to be harsh on your skin. So Jody says she used ivory soap to clean liner. And again, I've had patients who use the ivory soap. For me, what I find with the ivory sometimes, Jody, is that people have a hard time really getting all that soap residue out.
Right.
So you just have to be super careful about that, Jody, and make sure everything is getting rinsed out. I've seen some incredibly blossomed rashes come in, and the person is saying, but I bathe twice a day and I don't understand. And it's because they bathe so much, or, you know, they have so much soap still on the inside of the liner. So that would be my only recommendation to you. Let's see. Carl asks, so you can wash your pressure socks in the washer or sink, and how about drying? So Carl, I know when it comes to the shrinker, the compression garment that you wear, and any socks that you wear and the liner, I always recommend that you hand wash it if possible. Definitely air dry. Don't stick these things in the dryer because it just eats up the elastic. It ruins it and it just stretches it out. And, yeah. Breakdown. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, Harvamsh has a question for you, Greg. He says, I'm not used to the liner. Can I continue with a direct fit or try the liner?
That's entirely up to the patient. So up to you. I tried. I've been in skin fit most of my life. At one point, I tried a liner, thinking, yeah, maybe it'll give me a little bit more protection for higher activities. But just the issues with putting it on, the maintenance to it, the extra parts, I went immediately back to suction or skin fit. So it gives you an incredible sensation of proprioception. It's, you know, and I come from the school is less is better in some of the cases with athletes or higher end activity. And that's not necessarily because I've got some geriatric patients that wear suction and they do great. So it's all dependent on what you're looking to do and your comfort level. If your residual limb can take the pressure of not having the padding of the liner, because one thing liners do is give you a little bit of protection, a little bit of padding. So I would say if you have tried skin fit or suction fit or ischial containment, that direction, and it worked great, let's go that direction because it's one less piece of the puzzle that can go wrong. I know we've had discussions about all different types of knees and feet with Cosi and you know, vacuum and all these different things they offer. But again, simple is better in some cases. So, so that being said, if you can get on with skin fit, no liner, it's awesome. That's what I like, and that's what we try to use on most of the patients and. That I see and I encounter most of the higher end activity level amputees, the Paralympians, those are kind of the guys who are, or the group, I shouldn't say guys, the group that are doing very well in that type of system. So, but a little bit, I want to ad lib on the one comment about not washing your liner out enough. If you are wearing a liner, it's really imperative to keep these things clean because you're encapsulating bacteria. Bacteria can blow up, cause odor, and it's as simple as it's, you know, even if you're doing it daily, your body's sweating, you're sloughing skin, these little things that can, you know, simply cause odor, but can blow up into some big serious skin issues. So, and we haven't talked about it yet, but that's where when you get into the liquid to powder and the daily moisturizer, they have antifungal, antibacterial properties, which I really believe for me and my use has helped me more than anything because it's that little bit of property of killing bacteria. I'll use that daily moisturizer and the liquid powder because I use both. I must admit, I get out of the shower in the morning, I use daily moisturizer, then I do liquid powder, don my prosthesis. That right there prevents the odor, the bacterial, fungal infection, all those little things that can go wrong. And so I can't say how great the system is, to use all four. Now, do you have to use all four? No, I don't think you do. You could use daily moisturizer or liquid to powder, whatever works for your lifestyle. But I think that's a big one that we don't talk about enough, that really gives you some more performance out of the prosthesis, because people like Cosi, your prosthetist, everybody works really hard for you as a patient to see you do better and achieve your goals and have an optimum outcome. But the one little thing that can throw a wrench in all this is having an issue with your skin. So,
Yep.
And that's why I got on board with VitalFit. I'm so over the moon with it, everybody. It's just, it takes this one little thing you can do to give your skin the optimum integrity to get the best outcome daily. So I had to throw that in there.
No, and it is absolutely true, guys, because for me, with my patients, I'm the bad guy. If they get any kind of skin breakdown or blister, it's game over, and I take away their leg until it gets better. And so I really don't like to do that because it just sets people back. So prevention is key. This comment is hilarious from Thomas Cutler. He's a prosthetist. I believe Thomas is out in California.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
He says, I tell patients, imagine similarities between a liner and a rubber underwear. Yeah, thank you. I really like that.
That's a good way to look at it.
I'm going to use that. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, no, good point, Tom. Tom, he's a very high educated prosthetist. I'm quite sure I know you're talking about. And good point, because when you're encapsulating, like when Cosi first started the show tonight, you're encapsulating your anatomy with a silicone liner or materials that it's just not used to. So really, it doesn't breathe. You don't have this exposure. It can, create more perspiration. So all these things can create problems for not only you as the user, the prosthetist, the PT. So the best thing you can do, again, is do a little bit of preventative care to get the best outcome. So good point, Tom. Good point.
We've got some great questions coming in, guys. We're not missing your questions, but we are ready for another giveaway, I think. So we've been talking, this next giveaway is going to be another travel size. All right. So I'm going to put out another link. And guys, seriously, I love easy to read websites. I am not a technologically very advanced person, so I like websites that are clean, easy to read, get a lot of great information, and VitalFit has those websites. It's really nice how they have it set up. I just put up a link right now on some of the articles that they have written, informational articles, okay? Click on this link, and I want you to tell me, what is the name of the first article? Go. The name of the first article. And Jody, I'm going to go ahead and give Greg your question. She asks, how do you keep your prosthetic on with no liner?
Okay, so it's skin fit or straight suction is what holds it on. So a lot of liner users, where there's either a seal ring or a 5-wave ring or a pin, or there's all different ways, but when you're wearing a skin fit suction liner, it's purely suction. You pull your anatomy in with a pull sock, either a parachute bag or the old cotton tube sock, which I like because I'm old school. I'm older than everybody thinks. But once you pull your anatomy in, you put the valve in, a suction valve, and it creates a suction or a vacuum. So, but that being said, it's a good question, because if your hydrostatic pressure is not great enough in the socket, it can come off very easy. You add a little bit of perspiration or the wrong type of anti-friction cream, you can come out of the prosthesis a lot easier. That being said, I've seen sockets, and I just had a patient that I worked with this week that too tight. It's too tight, and it's not good for her. So it was so having your prosthetist, and we're so lucky in our country. There's so many great prosthetists. Everybody's very well educated. They understand skin fit. They understand liner fit. But that being said, is having, and I think it even goes a little one step further, is you've got to have the time to spend with your prosthesis to wear skin fit, because it takes a little bit more to get it right than having a liner. It's easy to don that liner, put that pin in, whatever that is. So it may be a little bit more labor intensive to get it right, but once it is right, it's amazing outcome. But it can be affected if you're sweating. So I think what Cosi said earlier is, the liquid powder prevents sweat, but there could be those users that are high-end athletes or just profusely sweat. I'm a sweater, that you may have to use some certain dry or something like that to prevent a little bit of sweat on your heavy days. So that's what I tell my guys. Say, listen, you're going on a 5-mile hike today. Maybe this is the night before the time you use a little bit of antiperspirant. But that being said, certain dry is the antiperspirant, unless you're getting a pharmaceutical grade one from your doctor. That's the one I recommend, because there's no dyes, there's no scent, there's anything. You just put it on at night and get going the next day. And it does work. So there are those times, but I got to tell you, I used to be using certain dry almost every night with my activity levels. I'm not doing that anymore with the liquid powder. So it's preventing enough sweat where I'm getting the performance I need without adding this chemical on my skin. So boom, I mean, it's huge. So
it is. And so we have Bonnie. You are the winner for the second travel size. Nice work, Bonnie. Bonnie, after this is over, please send me your address so that we can send you your travel size kit. And guys, I do have to comment on how reasonably priced these products are. And those of you who are wondering, do I want to try it? Do I not want to try it? Again, we've got a Cosi. If you put in Cosi, COSI 10 code, you'll get a discount, and you can get the travel size, I think, for $10. So for $10, you can try out all 4 of these products, guys. It's a really, really great deal.
Yeah.
See, because I know everybody has to do skincare. It's not a matter of if you need to do skincare, if you're wearing a prosthesis, you must do skincare. And even my youngins out there with the nice, my 20-year-old folks with the nice rubbery young skin, you are going to have to start using it as you move into your 30s and 40s and more so. So the sooner you can start taking care of your skin, the better off you're going to be. And I also want to add, these products are meant for your whole body. Unfortunately, we've all seen those statistics that there's a very high risk once you become an amputee due to diabetic or vascular issues, that you're at an extremely high risk of becoming a bilateral amputee within those first 5 years. So taking care of the skin on your intact limb is now an even bigger priority, should be a bigger priority. And this is something your clinician should be teaching you, how to examine your skin and how to take care of it. And this product line, I use it on my diet. When I get those diabetics coming in with the brown, kind of brawny skin near the ankles, I immediately start them on the moisturizer and start them on these products to help from the outside. So let's see, there was something, Eric's question. Eric, I really love your question because I do have a lot of patients who come in with grafts on their skin. Eric is asking, I have a lot of graft on my skin all around my residual limb. What is the best moisturizer? So little secret, guys, before I really got into the world of amputees, I was actually on my way to becoming a burn specialist. So I spent a lot of time working in the burn trauma centers. And many of you have skin grafts on your residual limb, either because they couldn't close the wound or perhaps you were involved in a burn accident. So the thing with these grafts is they don't have any oil glands. There's no sebaceous glands producing oil. There's no sweat glands. So the oil and the sweat kind of keeps our skin moisturized, right? So when you don't have that there anymore, the skin becomes very fragile, very delicate, very itchy. A lot of my burn patients complain of the itchiness because since they don't have the natural oils on their skin. So it's really, really important to keep those grafts moisturized, even more so than the average person with intact skin. So Eric, this product line, really great. Again, I used to recommend to my burn patients cocoa butter because it was a really nice, gentle way to moisturize the skin, which is great. But the minute you put a liner on, that's going to come slipping right off. So I still recommend cocoa butter to some burn patients if they're not wearing a prosthesis. But if you're wearing a prosthesis, you need something that's going to soak in nicely. And the daily moisturizer, we're going to get to those 2 moisturizers. There's a daytime moisturizer that I think Chris might have, and a nighttime moisturizer. Okay. And again, the reason why one of the many reasons I like these products, it gives that antibacterial, antifungal. It's not scented, and it prevents shearing and friction, which can cause a lot of problems, especially on the grafts. So guys, just a quick poll. How many of you, yeah, Carl says I was using the cocoa butter. And guys, I like cocoa butter and shea butter, but again, the minute you put a liner on it, it just slips everything right off. How many of you have grafting on your residual limb? Just show of hands or show in the comment section. Greg has some. So he knows about you should be talking about this, not me.
Well, no, I mean, it's a good point. It's a huge point, Cosi. And I was electrocuted is how I lost my leg. So I have quite a bit of burn scar on me. Residual limb, distal limb, I have issues. But that's where the liquid to powder has been a huge success for me, because your skin, when you've got grafting, can be more fragile. I've had some patients that it can be tougher depending on that graft. It was a flap graft or a patchwork graft. But that being said, yeah, the last thing, it'll break down quicker. So, and from friction. So I think this is where liquid to powder is fantastic for these patients, and I'm living it. So
yeah, absolutely. And so we got Linda on board. Linda has some skin grafting. Eric has some. Carl has some. Harvansh has a little from the traumatic broken skin bone. So a lot of times you see these split thickness skin grafts, the lattice grafting. You'll see that on the residual limb. Pat Glover has it as well. So guys, what I like about the daily moisturizer is it soaks in, and it soaks in quickly. I know the bottle says put on an hour before you put your leg on, but I think Greg, you said that you put the daily moisturizer on 10 minutes, and within 10 minutes it's already soaked into your skin.
Right. I think it's even quicker than that. I think everybody's anatomy is a little bit different. The liquid to powder and the daily moisturizer, it's almost immediate. Now, I live in Colorado, so it's a drier climate, and it's been hot and dry here for months. So that can affect it. If you're in Florida and it's humid, it may take a little longer, but it's worth that extra 30 or 40 seconds or 1 minute, whatever that may be, for the protection you're going to get from the system and the skin integrity that it's going to create for you. So remember, everybody, I think the biggest thing is if your skin integrity is healthy, it's going to be stronger, and you get a better outcome out of that prosthesis. So absolutely. So we've got, and Harvansh has some on his hand. So guys, I live in hot, sticky Florida, so it's the complete opposite climate as Greg. Right. My patients say it soaks in nicely, and the nice thing is a little goes a long way. You really don't need much to get it to work, and I use it myself, and it's a lovely, lovely product. And then with the nighttime moisturizer, there is a difference here. The nighttime, I think Chris refers to it as love in a bottle. So basically it's replenishing your skin. And Chris, I'm going to let you've been too quiet. We gotta pull you out of your shell a little bit here.
Oh no, I've been playing Vanna, trying to figure out how to get this centered, because I'm a little short bus. Yes, the night moisturizer is amazing. The liquid to powder plus and the daily moisturizer has antifungal properties as well as antibacterial. The liquid to powder, of course, will give you that sheer for protection against sweat, friction, and such. The night moisturizer has an amazing blend of antioxidants and humectants. So it doesn't have antibacterial and antifungal. So basically, you hop in bed and you're nice and clean. Maybe have it next to the bedside. Lavish your skin with the night moisturizer, and all of those wonderful ingredients are going to work together to create a healing, increase your skin integrity. Again, just love in a bottle, and your skin will thank you for it.
So, Rob, those are fighting words, man. He said, I lived in Florida for a while. It's nothing like soaked, humid Missouri. I don't know about that, Rob. I think you got some sugar-coated memories of Florida. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put up our last giveaway for this evening. And this one's a nice one. This is a nice 4-part package. Vanna, would you do us the honors?
Vanna's ready.
So guys, this is the full-size 4-part series. So you're going to get the cleanser, the daytime moisturizer, the liquid to powder, and the nighttime moisturizer, the nice full-size package here. So but I'm going to make you work for it just a little bit more. So with Vital Fit, in the link I just put up, and I'm going to give you guys another few seconds to see that link. you're going to see a series of videos. Greg and I have been doing educational webinars courtesy of Vital Fit for the amputee limb loss community. And we're going to tell you a little bit more about that as well. If you scroll down in this link I gave you, you're going to start to see some of the topics that Greg and I have been talking about during these webinars. So you got to do two things. Number one, you got to give me a topic that Greg and I have discussed on the webinar. And number two, I've mentioned the discount code. You got to tell me what the discount code is. I'm going to make you work for it. I'm going to make you work for it. This is a good one. So two things you got to type in the comments section. Number one, what are one of the topics that Greg and I have talked about on the webinars? And what is the discount code that you can get? I've mentioned it twice tonight. So Vicky says that she uses the Vital Fit. Carl says he needs to get some of this. And Carl, like I said, man, with the discount code that I mentioned earlier tonight, you can get a really reasonable, very reasonable price on the travel size package right there. This one might take a little while. I think I may have stumped people this time.
That's good. Yeah, make them do the research here. So
here we go. All right, Rob, you've got something there. But Rob, you also got to tell me what is the discount code. I think we may have gone too deep with this one. I don't know. Too much with this one? We'll see. But guys, I do want to talk about the webinar. So you all know that the mission of Cosi Talks is to educate, to inform, and to empower you as you recover in any stage from limb loss. So I always appreciate when companies like Vital Fit take this and take it to another level. So since June, did we start in June?
Yes.
We have been doing a series of webinars courtesy of Vital Fit, and it's basically educational webinars. And it's Greg. Greg is my co-host, which is kind of awesome because we get to have a physical therapist and a prosthetist giving the two different points of view on a number of topics. All right, we're seeing some stuff roll in here. Let's see what we got.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad to see you guys know the discount code. That's awesome. Hang on. Chris, I'm going to let you pick out the winner because this is scrolling by pretty quickly.
Diana has it too. Was Rob first? Rob. Did Rob get it? Okay. Rob, Cosi Talks. And did Rob get the code?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Rob,
okay,
you're
Rob.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
That was awesome. All right, let me write this down. So Rob, please, when you are done with this, when we are done with the show tonight, I'm writing your name down, but I want you to please email me through the Cosi Talks Facebook page and let me know your address so we can send you this 4-part series.
Awesome.
So guys, I do want to take this time. You guys are awesome. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, love it.
So guys, have a listen to some of these webinars that we've been doing. I'm biased a little, but I kind of think we did a really nice job with the education. Greg, what's been your favorite one?
No, I agree. My favorite. Oh, that's a good question. I think, I think liner choice has been kind of a big one. I think the one we have coming up in the next week or so is going to be very, very interesting to people because it affects all of us. I think what it's been really great, Vital Fit to support this is just we're here to educate and help people, and that's why I'm involved. I want to see people have the most awesome outcomes with their situation, and so yeah, I think that it's been a really interesting topics, and getting to work with a PT and having Cosi's vision of what should be right, and a prosthetist, because without a great prosthetist, you can't have a great PT or vice versa. Your outcome basically is why we're here to see that everybody does well, and I think that's what's been so interesting. So yeah, and I love being involved. Occasionally have a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're gonna fix that.
We're gonna take care of that. We're gonna take care of that.
Yeah, we're gonna take care of it. So I'm a little blacked out tonight, but hopefully that won't happen again, everybody. But the bottom line here is, if you just do one little thing, your outcome is going to be better every day. And I know Cosi believes in this. I know Vital Fit believes in this, and Chris, Dr. Dean, everybody who developed this system, which is it's here to help you have the best outcome, to help your skin integrity be better. And it's just this one little thing can make your daily activities skyrocket. So listen and try the products. I want to see, I wish I could read the comments on Cosi's side to see how many people are really using it. But everyone that I've been involved with and who's tried this product, it's a game changer. So, and it has been for me personally as a prosthetic user. So, and I know as Cosi, as an athlete, as a PT, as a runner, it's changed her outcome and how her vision is with skincare, because we never really thought about that as a practitioner. Hey, skincare. And I've even had practitioners go, oh, my prosthesis doesn't create skin issues. Okay, whatever. Then I won't even, I just want to reiterate that. Yeah, I don't want to hear it, because as great as it is and how hard people work to see you do the best you can do, that one little, skin breakdown can create havoc. So this is one system that you can really change your life and your outcome daily and create great skin integrity, and you're going to do better. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Yeah, that's why we're here.
And before you sign off this evening, I've got two big announcements. So on Tuesday, next Tuesday, Jamie Miller just posted a link. That's where you can go and sign up for the next Vital Fit webinar, which is going to be next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be talking about phantom pain. And if that does not get your attention, I'm not sure what will, because I always say, the person who can find the cure to phantom pain is going to be able to buy their own island or something. Right. So while we don't have a cure, we do have a lot of information for you regarding phantom pain and a couple of solutions that you can try immediately from the comfort of your own home. So guys, if you want to participate in that particular webinar, the sign-up link is right there. Jamie just put it up. Thank you, Jamie. And I will be putting that also on the post for those of you watching the replay. I have it up on the post so that you can sign up for this. It is a free webinar, and they also do giveaways, so it's your chance to win some more goodies there. Awesome. So I do want to take the opportunity to thank, once again, Vital Fit. Chris, thank you so much. And thank Jamie, in the background. I know you're back there, Jamie. She's hiding. And thank you, Greg. As always, it's a pleasure getting to work with you and getting to provide this information with you. So thank you, guys.
Thanks, Cosi. Thanks for everybody showing up. And this is awesome. And next week's going to be a really great show. So I think it's going to be really a lot of information going on, because we all have phantom pain. I know that exists in most of the population of amputees. So hopefully we can help with that. So.
Yep. And then coming up also next week, guys. So next Tuesday, we have the webinar with Vital Fit, but next Wednesday on the Cosi Talk Show, something a little bit different. So October is Physical Therapy Month, apparently, and also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So some of you may know I am a very recent breast cancer survivor. Never really told my story on the show. Obviously, the show's been geared towards educating on recovery from limb loss, but I figure since 50% of my viewers are women, then I can kind of, segue a little breast cancer awareness talk in this month. So next Wednesday, guys, I am going to have the honor of having my surgeon, literally the man who saved my life. He'll be coming here to do the show with me. So I'd love to have you all join in. This is going to be a very special show for me personally. And hopefully you can learn something new. Awesome. All right, guys. Awesome. With that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off this evening. Nellie, thank you, guys. Congratulations to our winners this evening. Once again, please email me with your addresses so we can get you your goodies. All right, guys. Thanks for letting us live your lives this evening, and we'll see you same bat time, same bat channel next Wednesday night. God bless, guys.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, Cosi.